everybody on Facebook. Just hanging out, waiting for a few people to join on. We'll see who joins. It is a work day after all. Don't tell my boss. Hey Dave, what's up Jav? Crystal, how we doing? Carly, hey, long time. Jamie, what's up? Just waiting for my buddy Rick to get on. Hope everyone's having a good Friday. Beautiful, sunshiny all week, and of course, the weekend is here. And what do they call the day after 2 days? There's rain in BC. Monday. So here we are. I'm going to invite Rick on here. We'll hope everything works. Let's see if technology works for us today. Brother Rick, how you doing, man?
What's up? How's it going, brother?
It's doing well. How about yourself?
Awesome.
So another beautiful Friday down in Oregon.
Yeah, it's 60, not too bad. I see you're in a jacket. It must be cold and rainy where you're at.
Yeah, I got my winter beard still rolling here, so we're good.
Yeah, looking good, bro. Looking good.
You gotta thicken yours up a bit.
I know. I'm actually thinking about regrowing one. We'll see.
You should. So, guys, this is my buddy, mentor, business partner, Rick Gutman. Him explain who he is, other than a badass. So, Rick, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I tell myself that every day, bro. Okay, I'm gonna make it short because I know we only have about 30 minutes here. So, raised in Southern California, came from two great parents. Loved God, loved country. My dad was a military guy, served in war, became an LA County sheriff when he got out, and became a mixed martial artist for about 43 years. Told me I need to have a trade, so I learned to work with my hands. I was a tile setter, and then a tile contractor, and a cabinet contractor, and then a general contractor. Always felt like I wanted to fulfill the dreams in my heart. Never really had a mentor to teach me. And discouragement and disappointment caused me just to put my dreams on the shelf for about 17 years. Went to Bible school for about 12 years, 6 years, and then another 6 years. And went on the mission field for 9 years, back and forth to the Middle Eastern countries. And let's see, when I was 33, I did finally meet my mentor, first mentor. He was worth about 40 or 50 million. And he taught me about diamonds and gemstones and real estate, and it literally changed my life. In 1998, it all began for me. And by October 29th of 1999, just 10 months later, I had $1 million in the bank and 2.8 million in real estate. And that was a nice ride. Real estate boom was very, very good to so many people. 2006, I had been going to Robert Kiyosaki courses and learning about, different topics of business, right? Oil and gas and gold and silver and the dollar and currency and real estate and all of that. And he would teach those classes personally in Scottsdale, Arizona. And I met some folks there probably in 2004. And in 2006, they started doing network marketing, a company called Mona V. And they started making pretty good money, but I was still trying to keep the real estate boom alive in my career, and so I just kept chasing it. They were making about $5,000 a week in the beginning of 2006, and by the end of 2006, when I saw them again at a Kiyosaki event, they're making $1,000 a week, and that was definitely my price to pay attention. So I decided to get involved, and about 15 months later, I hit a rank called Black Diamond, and that rank paid about 1.6 million a year. I was good at it because I loved people. I had a natural affection for people, and I loved ministry and all of that. I've had two great loves in my life, and that's God and business. And so naturally, if you love God, you love people. You have to love people. And so serving them and helping them to have a better life physically, financially, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. That was always a passion of my heart, to help people. And so that was probably my winning edge. But uh, I came into network marketing with a business perspective that I learned mostly from Robert Kiyosaki in his classes, and it worked very well because I knew really who to go after. And so maybe we could talk about that a little bit later. But I've been in the industry for 11 years now. Been one of the top producers in the world for most of that time. And here I am sitting with you. I'll just say one more thing. I started a company called Overcome Nation, and it's a development program with real business principles and financial literacy. And I really teach people the 5 pillars. Actually, I call them the 5-fold. And that is teaching people to have mental strength, emotional strength, physical strength, financial strength, and spiritual strength. Because I think when you have all 5 of those, you can point it in any direction in your life, and you can walk out your destiny and your purpose and your call. And I just know, and I love to say this, so I'm going to keep saying it, is that you've been made by purpose, for purpose, and on purpose. And I say that because that invokes a responsibility and accountability too. Like if I had known that I've been made by purpose, on purpose, and for purpose at a very young age, I probably would have literally just took off and crushed it even at a very early age in my life, because I knew that God was saying yes. It took me many years to figure that out. So that's me in a nutshell.
That's it, eh? That's cool, man. So with your experience in the past, real estate, gemstones, all that, you made some good money. Why this industry? Why give up the conventional business for this type of industry?
Because I could see that it was a wonderful business model, and it was so much better than the business model that I ran from. Even when I was 16 years old, I knew. That's why by 17 I started my own companies. At 16, I knew that the employment pyramid, that employment thing, was not a good, method for me, because I had dreams that were bigger than minimum wage. I had dreams that were bigger than 200,000 a year, 500,000 a year. I wanted to make millions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I knew in the employment pyramid that they could fire me whenever they wanted to, they could demote me whenever they want to, they can cut my pay. They literally control me 40 hours a week for 40 years. You get very little pay raises in a year, very little vacation time in a year. You only get 2 days off a week. You only make money when you work, not when you don't work, so it's not residual. Your income is taxed at the highest percentage because you don't have any write-offs or expenses. And the only ones that get rich are the people at the top of that thing, So, and you had income caps. So I don't like caps, right? I mean, I don't know about your listeners or you, but I know a lot about you now. But I mean, for me, like I love the word unlimited, right? I want unlimited abundance in my life. I want unlimited spiritual strength in my life. I want unlimited emotional strength and mental strength. And I especially want unlimited income. And I know that that is not available to me in the employment pyramid. Okay. And so network marketing was a fascinating business model, because you got paid 8 to 10 ways. That's a lot better than getting paid one way, right? You got as many pay raises as you want in a day or a week or in a month. That's way better than 1 or 2 a year. You get lots of time freedom. Wealth is measured in time, not money. Time is the coin of life. You can always make more money, but you can never make more time. And so your income is taxed at the lowest percentage, because you have all these write-offs and expenses that you can write off against your travel and many other things. You can grow exponentially and build a team. I like building teams because I like sowing into people's lives and letting them know things they don't know. I like to feed them the philosophy of the rich, so they can change their life in any way, and then they can do anything they want with their life and spend more time at home, And so I like the fact that I could make more money than everybody above me in network marketing, right? My first network marketing company, Monavie, I passed up 82,000 people. right? Into the top 11 people in the whole company. And they started 2 years before I did. So that's very fair because I worked harder. I went after people that had financial literacy and people that had large spheres of influence. Those were like the generals. They had large networks of people. Your network is your net worth. And so it was easier to go fast through the ranks by getting people of influence. And I have the ability to build exponentially, right? 15 months in that company, I had an $18 million a year distribution business that went across the United States and into Australia and some in Japan and Singapore. And I like that because it was, again, it was a great reflection. Let me say this, it's a wonderful reflection of my dream, which is to grow exponentially and have a global business, right? If you have a global call in your life or a global purpose in your life or a global destiny in your life, or you feel like that in your heart, then network marketing is the best thing for you because it allows you to reach the globe. And right now, the globe is right in your phone. The world is the size of your cell phone right now with social platforms, right? Social media, between Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat. I mean, you're building a network and you don't know it. All you got to do is get it to monetize. That's not hard to do it. You don't have to go beg people to get in your business. If you put out rich content, people are going to find you interesting and they're going to feel like they've discovered you and they're going to want to do business with you. So you don't have to go chasing everybody and making your friends feel hunted. So network marketing is a much bigger, better model for wealth creation, and for $500 to $1,500 versus $70,000. The average startup cost for a business across the United States is $67,000, right? And that's risky. A lot of people don't have that kind of money. There's a skill set to be learned, and not everybody can do that. And you can't be wrong, because all of that money is at risk. For $500 to $1,500, which is, I've never spent more than $1,500 in my career in network marketing to get started, and I've made millions. So it's just a much better business model. And I'm just going to kick it back to you after I say this, and that is the problem with people today is they're not financially literate enough. They don't know financial literacy. So they don't know the difference between a good business model and a bad business model. Okay. Mm-hmm. So when I sit down with them and I spell it out like I just did with you, they start going, damn, you're right. Like, I'm in a hamster wheel. I'm never going to get out unless I make some changes. Right. And it's not hard to get them to agree with me. The only trouble is many of them have fear that stops them.
True. So kind of a little follow-up to that. Like, you've obviously had some success. You've got influence with people. How can someone like myself, I've never had the big success in business. I don't have the following that you do. How can I create a global business like you have in this industry, or people like me?
It's so easy in this day and age to build influence, right? You can do it on your social media page, right? Just you and I having a high-level conversation on Facebook right now is very non-intrusive to your friends that are stopping by. Right? And you're asking all the right questions, you're learning and you're growing, right? Life is change, but growth is optional, okay? And so you're choosing to be a part of Overcome Nation, you're choosing to be a part of a development program that's developing the wealthy person on the inside of you. It's worth millions. And you're learning the skill set, okay? And that's what Overcome Nation is about, to teach you the skill set of the rich so you can build your influence by having a higher understanding of the way we do business in this world and knowing the difference between good income, bad income, good business model, bad business model, the difference between an asset and a liability, and passive income, what residual income is, exponential growth, global distribution. Like, you're learning high-level stuff. And that language, that dialogue, as you begin to share it on your page and talk to people, and they start seeing, wow, you're not just sitting around talking about sports anymore. Like, you're really you're talking about stuff that could really make you a wealthy person. And so what happens is a lot of people start becoming more attracted to that because they want that in their life. Many people do. And so it's a slow process to build influence, but it takes determination and consistency. Okay. And, it's like reading, listening, and participating, right? So I read at least 30 minutes a day. Most of the time it's more. But I'd let action be my coach. Everything that I learn, I turn into action. So that's the difference between starters and finishers. The world is filled with starters, but there are very few finishers. Okay? And so the reason being is it's easy for people to be fired up and be motivated for a day or a week or a month. But successful people keep themselves motivated year after year after year by filling their insides with that inward motivation, right? And
Yeah.
so, and the more you're inwardly motivated and the more you're turning into action, and you start learning things through trial and error, through falling on your face and getting back up over and over and over again, you develop strength in all of those areas. And people follow strength, right? Mental strength, physical strength, spiritual strength, financial strength, physical, all of those different strengths. Emotional strength, right? Those 5 strengths are very, very important. That's why I key into them when I teach in Overcome Nation, because you can use that as a platform in any area of your life. And we pointed at Viseo because that's the company that is already done 60 million in sales in 9 months. That's an anomaly, and we have the ability to go global with it, have a global wellness distribution. So it's not hard to build influence. It takes patience, consistency, and there are 3 characteristics, and I'll kick it back to you. There are 3 characteristics that are a must-have in this business or for any successful entrepreneur. Ambition. You need ambition because that's that inward drive that's inward motivation that charges you every morning for a better life, to succeed, to become the best. I'm ambitious. I want to be better than I was yesterday. I want to have more income. I want to have more authority. I want to grow in strength. I'm ambitious, right? So ambition is one key that if you don't have it, then you're not motivated to do anything. The second one you need is B, for belief. You need belief in what you're doing, belief in the products, belief in the company, but most of all, belief in yourself, because you're going to hit many obstacles when you're building in the direction of your dreams. Okay, so belief is very, very important. That's the second major characteristic of a successful entrepreneur. The third one you need is courage. Courage to overcome all the fears that are around you, right? We all feel the presence of fear in all the different areas. What are people going to think? What if I fail? What if I lose money? What if my family, they just keep on pounding me, telling me I can't have my dreams, I can't do this, I can't do that. Courage stands in the face of fear. It still feels fear all around, but it does it anyway. You never truly conquer your fears. You still feel it, but you know that when you see it, there's an unction on the inside of you to go, I'm going to overcome this thing, right? You see the fear, you feel the presence of it, you even feel the coward want to rise up, but what happens is you go, I'm going to overcome this thing, I'm going to attack this thing, I'm going to go over it. I feel that you are here, but I'm going to go over, right? I'm going to do it anyway. Why? Because I'm hooked into ambition. It's worth it for me to see this battle and know that if I push myself past this fear, I'm going to have the victory on the other side because I'm ambitious and I have belief, a deep well of belief on the inside of me. Back to you.
That's good. I was just checking those off as we go. Courage is, I'm here on Facebook Live. That was a big one for me, but you got to take one foot at a time, right? One step at a time. Last little thing. For those of you who've known me, throughout my life, the last, 20, 15, 30 years, whatever, you've seen me grow and you don't know why or how. A lot of it is this industry. But Rick, I just want to ask, what makes our partnership different than other people's partnerships within their businesses? Like, what do
Well,
you provide me as a growing entrepreneur to grow at the pace that I want?
Well, financial literacy and real business acumen, that is rooted in those 5 strengths. Okay? It's a development program, right? So it's rooted in those 5 strengths that cause you to grow in mental strength through those challenges, learning new things, learning industry stats, right? Getting a hold of having that mental strength, like good athletes have strong mental games, right? right? And
Mm-hmm.
so being able to strategize and overcome things, you need mental strength, right? You need emotional strength. Emotional strength is really harnessing the lack of patience or the lack of frustration or feeling it, but still going and pushing through those dark hours and those obstacles. You need that emotional strength. Emotional strength is being said today. Emotional intelligence is like the highest intelligence that you can have, right? Especially in this day and age. So emotional intelligence and strength is very, very important. So I teach people that too. I teach physical strength because we're in a health business. It's a health-driven business. Okay, our products are all health and wellness, and so the physical man needs to be taken care of too. Okay, because there's a philosophy of having great health. Okay, if you have a poor philosophy about health and you just eat cheeseburgers and donuts every day, you're going to die before your time. Okay, so you got to take care of the physical man. Okay, so physical strength and getting in the gym and getting your cardio up is good for the blood. It's good for the heart. It's healthy living. People respect that. That's another level of influence that you're going to gain in people's lives, right? All 5 of these give you greater influence in people's lives where they want to seek you out and do business with you. Success isn't what you pursue, it's what you attract. Okay, spiritual strength. In those darkest hours, you need something that's stronger than mental strength and an emotional strength and a physical strength. On a spiritual level, you need to tap into something that's higher than yourself, right? That can really, really pull you, because spiritual strength is important because it connects you to your purpose and your destiny. Okay, and purpose and destiny mean a lot right now. I mean, the whole world is wondering, why am I here? What's my purpose? What was I born to do? We have all these questions. Spiritual strength that's developed is really, really So the development program that I teach in Overcome Nation is really, really important because, like Kiyosaki always used to say, that the definition of a poor person is somebody who makes $25,000 a year or less, and the definition of a rich person is somebody who makes $1 million or more a year. The question isn't what you're making right now. The question is, are you part of a development program that's developing the rich person on the inside of you? Because you have a poor person on the inside of you, a middle-class person on the inside of you, and you have a rich person inside of you. But it's up to you to develop the one that you want to come out. And that's what's different about my team versus probably every team in this entire industry, is I started Overcome Nation as a development program that can be pointed in any direction, but we choose to point it at Viseo.
That's cool. I've been involved in this industry since 2010. I've definitely learned more with you than the previous venture that I went down, which is cool because if you're not learning, you're not growing, right? And you're doing these lives and you're doing teachings constantly, which I really get a lot from, and you can rewatch them, which is cool because I get something different every time. Just kind of wrap it up. I really appreciate you coming on here, taking your time. I did the typical in the car live. It's just the way we do it, I guess. Just a quick, light little question. You're a pretty big guy. How come I can bench press more than you? What's going on with that?
Hey, okay.
Appreciate you, my man. Brother Rick.
You too, bro. I only work with about 30 pounds, and I make that 30 pounds make me cry. So nice. It's amazing what you can do with lightweight.
I do toddler squats and toddler presses right now. That's good for me.
Very
Appreciate
good.
your time, Rick. Thanks for getting on the live. We'll look forward to talking to you again soon, brother.
All right, bro. Have a great day.
All right, thanks. Thanks, everyone, for watching. See you later.